No, Leclerc's blown out. No. No, 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 no. What is happening? Hello everyone, it is time for my favourite races of the year. It is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. I'm in a slightly different location, as you can probably tell. I'm currently in a caravan in Devon, hence why it's coming to you off my phone and also the slightly different background. But I've got the internet set up. Honestly, that was a palaver within itself. Who would think in the 21st century it's hard to get internet? I've got my pot noodle waiting for me over there, and we're about to watch the Grand Prix. So, predictions going into this race. I watched earlier today the F2 feature race. Ooh, that was very dramatic. So, I'm not expecting it to be a complete clear race. I think there's going to be a couple of yellow flags, maybe a couple of safety cars as well. I want a Charles Leclerc win, given that I'm a Ferrari fan. But I don't know why. I'm getting the feeling it potentially will be a Max Verstappen win. I just think that Sergio Perez is going to be pushing so hard to try and get this second win in Baku that he might put too much pressure on himself, and especially going through like the castle section, might overcook it a bit and end up in the wall. And I just think that Max, he's got something to prove after last year. And I just think that this is a track he sort of wants to dominate. And I can see him going into it quite level-headed. So I'm predicting a Max Verstappen win overall. And then I'm thinking again, we could even get like a third place, some random like Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, someone like that. I think that even Daniel Ricciardo, you never know. I do think it's probably going to be a bit of a struggle for the likes of Lance Stroll and Mick Schumacher, who've already had a bad couple of days at Baku already. But I think it's going to be a very interesting and exciting race. While they're just doing their formation lap, it was interesting because in the last F2 race, tyre strategy was very important. They initially thought maybe the undercut would be the better option, but actually the overcut was. So the likes of Yuri Vips and Marcus Armstrong at the time benefited greatly. And I'm just thinking, is that going to be the case in this F1 race? Obviously, there's more laps in this race. However, it's definitely something that the strategists will have looked at prior to lining up on the grid. Lights out and away we go. Oh, lock up from Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez is through. So it's Sergio Perez first, Charles Leclerc second. Max Verstappen is pushing on Charles Leclerc now. Oh, that was a bad start, that. Okay. No dramas in the background either. Gosh, what a poor start from Charles Leclerc there. Sergio Perez really pushed him going into the first turn, and Charles was forced to lock up in order not to hit the wall. Wow. So the drivers that have benefited from the first lap are Vettel, Perez, Albon and Stroll. They've all gone up at least either one place or two places. Really good racing actually from Alex Albon there, just slightly towards the rear of the pack. But obviously Charles Leclerc is now fighting to stay in second because he's got Max Verstappen on his tail. Interestingly, I'm wondering what will happen. Say Max Verstappen gets ahead of Charles Leclerc. In terms of tyres, will they bring Perez in first? Will they bring in Max first? Or will they do maybe a switcheroo? Let's see. Max Verstappen potentially might be going for Charles Leclerc. We're on lap 5. DRS is open. It's pulling out. No, not enough. But 100% Verstappen is chasing Leclerc. Also, Leclerc is already 2 seconds behind Perez, so Perez is just storming through to the front. My gosh. Carlos Sainz has stopped at turn 4. I don't know whether Carlos Sainz is going to be able to recover this. He's in the runoff area, but he doesn't seem to be able to get out. So we've got a yellow flag now in sector 1. Sainz was running. Ooh. He says something's failed. He was running in 4th place as well. Oh, I think this is Sainz's race over ultimately. No, he doesn't seem to be able to get it going again. Oh, Ferrari really now needs Charles Leclerc to pull this game up. So let's see what happened on this replay. Almost sounds like the gears were crunching there. Oh, that's such a shame for Sainz. And for Ferrari, okay, we've got a virtual safety car out now. So hopefully that shall bring the pack slightly closer together. Leclerc, obviously going for the undercut. This is a huge gamble. But I suppose Ferrari have got nothing to lose with only one driver being in now. Leclerc's just pitted. And Russell's just pitted as well. So they are saving time by pitting, but is it the right decision at this moment in time? This is really changing the game. I don't think anyone maybe thought that Sainz would, you know, have to quit because of a mechanical failure. That is interesting. Oh, Vettel has just had an absolute nightmare trying to overtake F1 It was a done deal. I don't know why he, as Crofty just said, why did he try and get more ground on Esteban Ocon? Like, the overtake was done. He should have just continued, and then it was almost like an unsafe release there into Tsunoda's path. Verstappen's about to do an overtake on Perez, and Verstappen's done the overtake. Wow. Oh, Perez was almost wanting to come back there. Oh, I mean, Perez really didn't put much of a fight up there. He was sort of like, yeah, I'll let him past. Okay, Verstappen seems pretty in control at the moment. I hate to say it, but my prediction is coming true, which is a shame as a Charles Leclerc fan to be saying that. Yeah, Verstappen's now a second ahead of Perez as well, so that was an easy one. God, in one lap, Verstappen is 3 seconds ahead of Perez. Oh, Perez could be in trouble here when Leclerc comes. Lewis Hamilton then on Esteban Ocon. Oh my God, what a gutsy move that was. Gee. Okay, so that was for 9th place, but what a move by Hamilton. My gosh. So Verstappen has come into pit for hard tyres. Leclerc has now overtaken and got 1st place. The McLarens are fighting each other. They really need to make a decision now at McLaren what to do. Because they'll have Gasly coming in if they don't make the switch. Will Leclerc, though, be able to keep it up his lead of about 13 seconds on, you know, used hard tyres compared to Verstappen's new hard tyres? No, Leclerc's blown out. No. No. Oh, it looks like Charles Leclerc's DNFing. What is happening to Ferrari? Oh, Leclerc, that would have been, oh my God, he had so many good opportunities there. What is happening? Issue with Carlos Sainz, issue with Charles Leclerc. Great. Well done, you've just ruined the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. Might as well hand it to Red Bull now. As you can imagine, I'm not happy. We're on lap 22, and Verstappen and Perez are going to run away with it. Which isn't an issue, because I like both Verstappen and Perez. But I want to see some racing. And we're just not going to have racing at the front. So frustrating. So, Zhou Guanyu has had to retire from the race. Surprise, surprise! It's a Ferrari mechanical issue. And he was having such a good race. You could really tell, actually, I thought, after qualifying yesterday, that he was enjoying this track. So, it's a shame that that's happened. Ferrari really need to look into this. If this is a power unit failure again. Oh, and Vettel's just hit Ocon. What is going on with Vettel? Guys, I sound really petty here, so I apologise for that. But I'm just so annoyed that both Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz are out the race. And it's still, you know, it's 25 out of 51 laps we're on currently. It's not even been halfway through, so it's just frustrating. Mercedes as well are back with the porpoising issues. Lewis Hamilton's just been on the radio saying his back's killing. It's probably the same as George Russell. It's not great either, considering that we've got the Canadian Grand Prix directly next weekend, so there's not a lot of rest time for him either. We could potentially see that impact on his performance next week then. But again, it's like one of these issues similar almost to Ferrari's power unit failures. Mercedes will need to get on top of this porpoising, and especially when we're quite a few races now into the season, it needs to be done now before it really has an effect on the championships. So we're on lap 32 out of 51 now. It is Verstappen, Perez, Russell, Gasly, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Vettel, Alonso, Ocon, Magnussen, Norris, Bottas, Albon, Stroll, Schumacher and Latifi. And then it's Zhou Guanyu, Leclerc and Sainz that have retired from this race. Ooh, Magnussen was about to do an overtake on Ocon then. Hopefully, we're manifesting Haas points. That's what we're manifesting today. We've lost Leclerc, we've lost Sainz, we've lost Zhou, we've only got Bottas, but we've still got the Haasses. So, yeah, that's who we're going to be rooting for from now on. No. 5 seconds after I've filmed this clip, just saying that we're wanting a Haas point, Magnussen's just pulled over. Looks like there's been a power unit failure. Again, I need to stop speaking, to be honest, because it was 5 seconds ago that I filmed that clip saying, let's manifest some Haas points. And then Magnussen pulls over with a power unit failure from a Ferrari engine. At this rate, I'm going to have to root for Mick Schumacher, who's currently in 16th with Latifi behind him. What is happening? We have a virtual safety car now. Verstappen has just come into the pits. This will benefit the likes of Ricciardo, who hasn't, I don't think, pitted yet. But he does need to come in unless they decide to keep him out, which I think would be a mistake from McLaren's point of view. You know what? I joked about Mick Schumacher and having to root for him now. But he's in 15th place, and the way this race is going, even though the 5 drivers conk out, then he's got points. So let's hope for a Mick Schumacher points finish. Much like me, Tsunoda's rear wing has decided to give up. Only half of it is opening. So that's another retirement. Is my Mick Schumacher new prediction going to come true? He really needs to retire, Tsunoda, actually. I don't know why he hasn't yet. But that's one more down. Another 4 to go. We'll be there. Tsunoda has basically just said thanks but no thanks to the FIA's ruling that he really needs to retire because they've just stuck a bit of gaffer tape on the rear wing and they're like, just don't use DRS, we've solved the issue. Carry on racing. Don't know whether that's going to be the right decision or not. I think the FIA will pull him straight back into the pits and get him out of that car. Bit naughty that from AlphaTauri. So we're on lap 41 out of 51. Verstappen is still in first place. He's got nearly a 16-second gap between him and Perez, who's in second. That is crazy. So there's 5 laps to go. Had a few changes, but it's Verstappen, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, Gasly, Vettel, Alonso, Ricciardo, Norris and Ocon that make up the top 10. Ricciardo and Norris are having some inter-teams battles, with Ricciardo being told that he really needs to get past Alonso. Whether that will happen, I don't know, but I feel like that call from McLaren maybe should have been made a bit earlier than lap 46. But yeah, unless there's some last lap drama, it's pretty much a guaranteed Verstappen, Perez and Russell podium. Stroll has retired. The team said that they were having some weird oscillations. That has moved Mick Schumacher up now into 14th place. However, Bottas is in 11th, so it seems like that all Ferrari-powered cars today will finish outside the points or just not finish whatsoever. So a great day for Ferrari. And Max Verstappen has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix very comfortably. What a race for Max. I mean, he is superior at the minute. You cannot fault him. Whether you like him, you don't like him, he is an amazing racer. And Perez is just now coming in second. He was quite a bit behind Verstappen, so I'm not really sure what happened there today with him. But they'll be happy with the first and second place, obviously. And then you're looking at Russell and Hamilton in 3rd and 4th. But further down, Norris is really not happy that he's having to hold position with Daniel Ricciardo. That's an interesting team dynamic going into next week, which is also a street circuit. Norris has let Ricciardo finish 8th and Norris himself has finished 9th. But he was pushing him at the end, so I would love to be a fly on the wall in that debrief. But yeah, a great race, obviously, from Max Verstappen there. And Red Bull will be going to Canada very happy. So thank you so much for watching this race reaction. I hope you enjoyed it and you didn't mind the torture and pain that I went through when Ferrari had a double DNF. These things happen in Formula One and it's frustrating, but it's what makes the sport. It makes it exciting, it makes it different, and it's something that you wouldn't have expected. But let me know if you have any thoughts on that race in the comments down below. Did you think that Verstappen would win, or were you certain that it was going to be a Ferrari one too? Let me know down below. If you've enjoyed this video as well, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more content and race reactions going forward. Until next time, bye!